Hello YouTube. In this video I will be going over my tier list again. This is for 200k to 300k stats. If this video gets over like 50 likes, I will do another part to the series for like the 4th MP bars for characters. But I'll assume that you have a gauge of pet, you have the gauge of set, you have the Burgess cards on your weapon and gloves. You know how to auto if you are like an Elesis main. You know how to JF if you're a Sieghart main. You have completely mastered your character. And I would try not to downplay some characters like Sieghart. I put him at B plus my last tier list. He should be at A. But a lot of viewers said Dia was below B plus, which I don't believe. I do believe that they might have some skill issues, or if they don't have a gauge of pet, then I can assume why they think the character is a little bit below what he was supposed to be. But yeah, getting to the video, Arme, easy top 3 because, 200k to 300k stats. Her shock stun is amazing. She has high DPS. She can heal. She's a good support character. She can block the ice at Tower of Disappearance. She can basically solo Burgess Lire in like 2 minutes to 3 minutes. And, you know, she's overall a very solid character. We all know how great she is at a higher stat. So, top 3. Next, our new character, Ren. She's S tier because even at a lower level, I can one-shot bosses with her dirt bar. And I'm assuming that you went with the dark side with her because the dark side is superior over the light side. She has a good auto. Well, it's not that good, but she has an auto. She has a good transformation, does a lot of damage. Her fourth bar isn't the best, but it is good for Burgess Lair, so I will give her some props there. She has a good dodge, and she has a bleeding effect, which can be really good for tower disappearance as well. To like, at floor 7. Overall, she is a very solid character. She's S tier. Amy, she needs a lot of buffs because she is a very difficult character to play because she is made to be a support character. Her DPS isn't that good at all, and everybody can agree with me. She is very bottom tier character. I would like to see her damage get buffs more. I don't know what they were thinking again. She did get a buff again, but it didn't help that much. It made the character playable, but I think KLG doesn't know how to make Amy a better character because of her jobs and her toolkit isn't that good for being an attacker. She does have a best debuff in the game. I give her that for 4th job, but she isn't that strong. I'm gonna move Zero a little bit over here because we all know he's around that tier list. Ryan, S tier. My only problem with this character is, in order to resurrect, you have to use first job. In order to heal with Leech and Slime, you have to use first job. If you want the best damage per second with the character, you have to use second job. His Fly and Divide is his best 4th MP bar. It can one-shot bosses. If you want the best melee damage, you have to use third job. Spiral Rage is really good for Burgess Lair. And if you want to use his best transformation now to Odo, you have to use 4th job. If you can understand where I'm going, you have to use different jobs for this character to make him optimal for different dungeons. He is a very solid support character, I give him that, but like I said before, if third job needs a buff bad because that's his best melee damage job, and every other job kind of sucks with melee damage. You have to hold C for MP recovery to even do damage as well. I have a lot of playtime with Ryan, and he's a good character, but he has a lot of flaws. Next is Rufus. Rufus S tier. Despite his Z up being removed, which was his bread and butter. That was his identity. They should bring that back. He does a lot of damage. Make It Rain, Bullet Time is really good. Expunge is decent. Pulverize is a good first AP bar. Nether Blade is really good as well for Tower of Disappearance. His 4th MP bar isn't the best, but it is decent. And he does have a dodge still, but it's not as good as Z-Up was. He has acceptable DPS, so that's what put him at S tier. Next is Dio. Dio, A tier, and needs some buffs. Like I said before, a lot of players downgrade Dio because he basically needs a lot of damage buffs. Like On the Rush needs a damage buff. A lot of his Devil Force needs a buff. Black Space needs to have pull to his skill like it used to be in the old Grand Chase. A lot of skills are decent, but it doesn't do a lot of damage. That's the only problem with this character. His toolkit is really good. Like Innocent Fear buff, that's a good skill. Weapon Force is the best mobility in the game, but has a ton of issues with DPS. It's really good though. Like Naris, Chaos Spark, that's good, but certain skills can't carry the character to like S tier that this character has because you're very limited on what you can use with hybrid. So A tier needs a lot of skill buffs. Elesis, a lot of you are gonna be surprised. S tier. If you know the Olo with her, she is very good. She can practically solo Tower of Disappearance with hyper armor. Second job, Lancing Spirit is very good. It does a lot of damage. Third job is very viable with her 4th MP bar. Her first job, Amazing Odo, as well. Her 4th bar for her first job is meant to survive and do DPS. She has a backflip that gives iframes to dodge skills. It's not good for damage, but it is good for evading. She has a good roll, but it got nerfed to 9 seconds. But the backflip is your alternate, and it's spammable to do. 4th job isn't that good, but the other 3 jobs beforehand is very solid. And I don't think she needs any buffs, but it would be nice, I guess. But she's a very good character at 200, 300k stats. Despite being like a Dark Souls type character, being a knight. Zero, B plus needs a lot of buffs. This character, just like Amy, is more harder to use. I think these two characters are very difficult because Zero has his OS and his DS stance, so you don't really know what to do in certain situations. His strengths are his 4th bar, Zero Domain. He has good Dirt Bar versus Bleeding Dash. That is really good. Orchid is good, but I think that needs a buff. Like, for real. He has 2-hand smash, which is okay, but he needs big buffs for all his skills practically, besides like Zero Domain. The difference between him and Dio is Dio has good mobility, and he has a black space that has a shield around him. Zero doesn't have any good protection like that. He's basically just a walking tank. And you basically use more pots with him than Dio. So B plus needs a lot of buffs. Top 3 would be Murray. Murray, everybody knows, has insane damage at 200 to 300k. Her MP recovery is so strong. You can basically spam backlash like 12 times. Ice Tempest is very solid. Her 4th MP bar is global, meaning it can kill any monster anywhere in the map. Her first job, nuclear missile, I believe that was called, is very strong. Even her cannons are good for MP recovery. Homo missile, this is her second MP bar. Very good for like Kameki, which is 4/7 at Tower Disappearance. Basically, you can just float her in the air and just kill her. Even at a lower level in that dungeon, you can do that. She's a very good character for a solo. She's a very good character for DPS. The only thing she lacks is a proper dodge. But her damage makes up for that. Next is Lei. She's S tier. She's kind of boring at a lower level, but once you get to like 200, 300k stats, her summoning side is very good. Real Dark's amazing. She's Power Bomb is great. Her summonings, like Mari, can do a lot of damage. Hunt can do DP, basically debuff the monsters, and it does a lot of damage as well. She's a very solid character. Her fourth bar isn't the best, but it is good. Maybe it needs a buff, but she's already S tier. Jen, also S tier. Because Iron Fist, first job, you can't beat God mode practically. Um, Third job, solid. It has an Odo. That's like the only job it has. He has that has an Odo. Fourth job is his best job because it has that best DPS, including God of War, which is his fourth MP bar. Very, very good skill. He has a JF. Is very strong. He has high MP recovery. Stormfist is very decent despite the nerf it had. Overall, solid character. S tier. For Sieghart, I'm just gonna make you guys happy and make this the top 4. Make him top 4 because I kind of did downplay him beforehand, and I actually thought about it more. His JF is very good for MP recovery. Soul Extinction is great. Um, Highlighter Thought is good as well. First bar with his fourth MP bar. His fourth job, fourth bar is great. Not really, but it's okay. His fourth job, dirt bar is great. His JFs, this is his extended skills. Doesn't do that much damage, but it is nice for iframes. He has a C down skill, which is a cooldown time when he's in the flowers to protect him. Soul Edge is amazing. Second job can basically kill Burkus in like 2 to 3 minutes, so I do give him props for that. Overall, top 4. Last, S tier. Venom Slice was just his first job, is great and all, but that's like the only thing he has with first job. Fourth job is his best job. It has a good dodge. His fourth MP bar is amazing to one-shot bosses. Insane DPS. Razor Blade, which is his second bar, good for damage as well. He can go invisible. He has rocket jumps. For his extended like pro moves, he can fly skill, which is his rocket jump, and then puts like a hotkey A or S to do flying skills. Overall, solid character, S tier. Ronan, he should be top 3, but he is top 4 now. But for this tier list, this isn't in order either, by the way. So Ronan, Orodon Sword, third job, amazing. Basically, his third job is perfect. It has an Odo. You can put Fire Champion on it. Good for support. Good for DPS. It has Magic Defend. Very good skill. Probably the best job in the game because it has everything. First job, if you know how Odo as well, you can put an HP enchantment. So if you're low in health, you get Odo and get your health back fast. Energy Circle is good for recovering HP, but it doesn't do that much HP recovery. Alright, HP regain. Holy Bless is good despite the nerf. Solid character. Second job is really good for mobility as well, especially with the fire enchantment. It has an Odo as well. You can basically just dive bomb with second job to kill monsters super fast if you're at a high stat. Nobody really uses fourth job because it doesn't compare to his previous three jobs. Soul Blade is good, but overall, there's not a lot of people who main fourth job. Lastly, Lire, S tier. She has big shot. That's what she's known for. What's her third job, fourth me? Her third job, fourth in P bar. She has micro shot, tornado spin. All her third job skills are good. Crossbow is good for MP recovery. Time bombing is very good for DPS if you have a mob. And she has a decent dodge. Other than that, those are the two main jobs Lire has that stands out. But make sure you guys like the video, subscribe if you're new. Let me know what you think of this tier list. And I'll see you guys in my next video.